What is the life force G? I present a theoretical examination of the boundary in living systems between a quantum system and a classical biophysical interface to understand fundamental life processes and forces.
System theory describes organizing systems that operate on the boundary, edge of chaos, balancing chaos and order in an act of emergence or creation. Emergent systems act upon a similar level of emergent systems. Like interacts with like. Generally speaking, emergent levels act with the same emergent levels and one level below and one level above that emergent level. Where molecules interact with molecules, atoms with atoms, and electrons interact with atoms, and so forth, there is a boundary between different emergent operating systems where different emergent level components can interact on the edge of chaos for that system.
Quantum mechanics defines a duality of matter as a non-localized wave with unrealized potential states and information, and as a realized particle. At the quantum level, this is energy as a wave with non-locality or superposition that corresponds to containing potential information but lower realized information. The wave is said to be in a coherent state where the potential states of the matter are all in phase. The quantum wave can collapse or become decoherent, which results in the wave becoming a realized, localized, definable, distinctive material particle. The collapsed wave particle now has definable information but has lost some potential information. Entanglement is the generation of a system that creates stored information or a memory that can be measured or recalled. Memory is stored recallable information. All the biomolecular components of life are a structural physical memory for a functional operation like hardware in a computer. However, the complexity of biomolecules within a living cellular organism presents a difficult problem for coordinating complex kinetic interactivity to create the emergent properties of life. Having an entangled memory of these interactions could create a template for organizing and coordinating these interactions, even possibly forming non-local and non-kinetic activity. This entanglement of the biological memory is like the software for the physical biomolecular hardware. An emergent system is generated from the organization and interaction of network components that process nonlinear functional operations. These emergent operations generate a higher order information processing operation than the components organized in a non-emergent network. The emergent system will often process more information per operation than the non-emergent system. The emergent system functions like a holographic projection where each of the component systems are integrated together to not only operate their individual function, but to achieve this higher overall emergent functional operation. The living organism can be seen as an integrated network of physically interactive components of molecules, DNA, RNA, enzymes, proteins, and other biomolecules, operating in a coordinated, organized manner to create the living organism. These biomolecules are specifically structurally designed and organized to function in a certain manner, bringing about biochemical actions necessary for life. These interlinked systems function to create the holistic activity of the organism, living, learning, adapting, and reproducing. The quantum entangled memory is a template imprinting the physical emergent functional operation. It has been shown that there is a bioelectric current that coordinates cellular morphogenesis. This bioelectric current allows cells to communicate in a higher order top-down state, controlling the overall development of the organism. This electric wave functions in the physical plane as the quantum entanglement memory functions in the quantum plane. These bioelectric wave functions are also seen in the brain, forming complex EEG patterns that in a similar manner to cell development generates the bioelectric functions associated with consciousness. They are also seen in the heart rhythms in the EKG. The bioelectric field gradient could affect the molecular conformational structural activity and interactions of various cellular biomolecules such as enzymes. The bioelectric field could cause an entanglement in certain atoms within proteins that will cause a conformational activation within that protein molecule, affecting its interaction with other entangled proteins, resulting in the emergent operation. This entangled template would lock in a molecular conformational state for activity for the entangled molecules in a given bioelectric field. The quantum entangled memory may imprint the physical functional operation using bioelectric energy. Dr. Michael Levin and others describe an emergent bioelectric current that coordinates cellular morphogenesis. This bioelectric current allows cells to communicate in a higher order top-down state, controlling the overall development of the organism. This electric wave functions in the physical plane as the quantum entanglement memory functions in the quantum plane. This bioelectric energy communicates the state for the overall operation of the physical external environment, top down to the molecular structural components, and influencing the quantum state in these molecular components. This bioelectric field gradient dictates a top-down energy affecting cellular molecular structures' functional activity in a proximal and temporal fashion that can then be encoded into an entangled state governing their activities and operation. This process would create an entangled memory template of the functional interactions of these biomolecules. This bioelectric entanglement process is very likely related to epigenetics also. The active brain displays an electrical signal flow along the cortical axis and other brain regions and structures like the hippocampus that can be measured using electrodes giving a characteristic waveform. These electrical waves generate higher order entrainment of neuronal regions, allowing communication and coordination of information transfer between specific regions that correlate with certain processes such as memory attainment and memory incorporation. The EEG electrical wave is a wave function that contains integrated bioelectric energy in a gradient that collapses on individual neurons and network systems of neurons that generate brain functions. This collapse of the EEG wave function on the neuronal system generates the quantum entangled memory, mirroring the processes that are seen in morphogenesis and cellular development. The collapse of the bioenergetic wave that is translated into the molecular activity, creating the entangled memory that associates the bioelectric field gradient with the functional molecular activity. The quantum entangled memory is a template imprinting the information for the functional organization of the emergent operation. The emergent system generates a higher order information processing per energy used. The resultant bioelectric energy in the physical plane imprints the entanglement information memory into the quantum plane. This quantum memory forms a template entangling and linking the various network biomolecules from the physical plane into the quantum plane. This non-localized quantum entangled network system can interact, exchanging information independent of the physical network processing system. In this way, the entangled system is a wave function where the components act like a hologram containing the integrated emergent information of the system. The repetition or strength of the entanglement imprinting determines the stability and strength of the entangled system memory. The measurement or collapse of any portion of an entangled system results in the whole system's collapse and realization of the integrated information of the system. The memory contains the information of the emergent state functional entanglement from a physical kinetic interaction to creation of a quantum entangled emergent system. This quantum information memory can be defined in units of qubits. The boundary between the quantum memory space and the biophysical plane is the interface for the intelligent information energetic processing in life that can be considered the life force, or what some call the chi. This quantum information biophysical interface is where consciousness is achieved. The interactions at this interface between two different emergent level systems is an edge of chaos between the quantum system and a classical biophysical system that create the complex emergent intelligent processes of life. The bioelectric energy of the cell, the organs, brain, and heart create a top-down energy that imprints the quantum entangled activity memory template of the components interaction that create an emergent system. The life force is the meeting point for the biophysical material hardware and the quantum entangled informational template memory software defining living activity. The life force is defined as quantum information qubits per physical energy joule. The higher the level of the life force density will have a higher information of qubits processing capacity per joule of energy. Thank you very much. I am Scott Koshland. References are available on request.